Mga kababayan, magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Since the implementation of the enhanced community quarantine, the IATF EID has taken steps to regularly inform and update the public about the necessary steps the government has been constrained to take to contain the COVID-19 outbreak that has already infected 202 individuals in the country and claimed 17 lives. Ginagawa po natin ito dahil batid namin na marami sa inyo ang nangangamba sa kaligtasan ng inyong mga kaanak. At nagnanais malaman ang mahakbang na ating sinasakatuparan upang tugunan ang bantang ito sa ating kalusugan. On March 16, 2020, by virtue of Proclamation number 929, the President declared a state of calamity throughout the Philippines due to coronavirus disease 2019. Pursuant to Section 17 of Republic Act number 10121, a state of calamity shall make mandatory the immediate implementation of the following remedial measures. Number 1, the imposition of a price ceiling on basic necessities and prime commodities by the President upon the recommendation of the implementing agency as provided for under the Price Act or the National Price Coordinating Council. Number 2, the monitoring, prevention, and control of the Local Price Coordination Council of overpricing, profiteering, and hoarding of prime commodities, medicines, and petroleum products. Moreover, under Section 6, Paragraph 1 of Republic Act number 7581 or the Price Act as amended, the prices of basic necessities shall automatically be frozen at their prevailing prices or placed under automatic price control whenever said area is proclaimed or declared a disaster area or under a state of calamity. Pursuant to this, Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea, yesterday by authority of the President, issued Memorandum Circular number 77, which directs all government agencies, offices, and instrumentalities, as well as local government units, to implement and ensure compliance with the issuances of the Department of Health and Department of Agriculture on the prices of essential emergency medicines and supplies and selected agriculture and fishery commodities. The DOH, the DA, and the DTI have been directed to continuously monitor and review the prices of basic commodities within their respective jurisdictions and enact price control measures pursuant to Section 6 of Republic Act number 7581 or the Price Act as amended. The price freeze covering basic necessities is being done to ensure that food and essential goods remain affordable to all. It is also being done to ensure that no one takes advantage of anyone. Nasa gitna po tayo ng krisis. Isang pagsubok na malalampasan natin kung tayo po ay magtutulungan. Gayunpaman, hindi po tayo papayag na pagsamantalahan ang krisis na ito para pagkakitaan ang taong bayan. Walang lamangan, walang gulangan sa panahong ito. We urge the public to report these profiteers to the DTI Consumer Hotline 1384 or 1DTI. All consumer concerns throughout the country may also be emailed to consumercare@dti.gov.ph. Sa pagkakataong ito, para bigyan tayo ng mga detalye hinggil sa pagtugon ng gobyerno, narito po si Trade and Industry Secretary Ramon Mon Lopez.
Maraming salamat, Capsec Carlo. Para sa ating po mga kababayan, allow me to read the Joint Memorandum Circular regarding price freeze under state of calamity throughout the Philippines due to coronavirus disease 2019. Allow me to skip the whereases and proceed to the objective. The joint memorandum circular aims to further enhance measures that shall continue a price freeze on all basic necessities under the jurisdiction of the herein implementing agencies, including those products considered essential by such agencies. The list of products per implementing agency referred to the DA Administrative Circular number 1, series of 2020, and the DOH Department Memorandum Circular number 2020, number 58, and 2020, 58A and 58B, and the DOH Circular 2020-142, and the DTI published Suggested Retail Price Bulletin of 30 September 2019. The provisions hereof shall apply to all persons, natural or juridical, including those using the Internet platform or other medium, who sell or offer for sale all basic necessities. Section 3 on monitoring and enforcement to ensure the adequacy of supply of basic necessities and prime commodities and the compliance of the mandated price ceiling for the products covered by this issuance. The implementing agencies herein shall create a composite team that will intensify monitoring and enforcement to prevent and control overpricing, profiteering, hoarding, and cartel. The implementing agencies, in coordination with the Department of Justice, shall take appropriate actions against illegal acts committed as enumerated under Section 5 of the Price Act. Section 4, Local Price Coordinating Councils. The implementing agencies, in coordination with the Department of Interior and local government, shall ensure that the local price coordinating councils are fully mobilized and operational. Section 5 on automatic price control. Under the declaration of a state of public health emergency on 8 March 2020, prices of basic necessities were automatically frozen. Following the declaration of a state of calamity on 16 March 2020, prices thereof shall not increase in the retail market for any reason or for any purpose for the next 60 days upon its declaration, or until 15 May 2020, unless sooner lifted by the President. During this period, the implementing agency shall ensure that price freeze is strictly implemented and enforced. Likewise, during the same period, the implementing agencies may recommend the imposition of price ceiling on basic necessities at a level other than the prevailing price. Section 6, Mandatory Price Ceiling. The implementing agencies concerned may recommend to the President the imposition of a price ceiling on any basic necessity or prime commodity should the existence or effects of COVID-19 continue to persist beyond the 60-day period as set forth in Section 7 of the Price Act. Section 7, Charges and penalties under the Price Act without prejudice to the penalties prescribed under relevant ordinances issued by local government units and other applicable laws. Any person or entity found violating the Price Act shall be charged accordingly and shall be meted the prescribed fine ranging between 5,000 and 2 million and imprisonment of not less than 5 years but not more than 15 years. The JMC shall be effective immediately and applicable during the entire period of the state of calamity.
Sa pagkakataong ito, pakinggan naman po natin si Department of Agriculture Secretary William Dar.
Thank you, Cabinet Secretary Carlo. On the part of the Department of Agriculture, we continue to now enhance the implementation of the suggested retail price for 9 agriculture and fishery commodities. This has been issued as early as February 20, 2020. And let me mention the following basic commodities. Piggy or Kasim, the suggested retail price is 190 pesos per kilo. Chicken, fully dressed, 130 pesos per kilo. Raw sugar brown, 45 pesos per kilo. Refined sugar, 50 pesos per kilo. Milk fish, cage cultured, 162 pesos per kilo. Tilapia, pan cultured, fresh chilled, 120 pesos per kilo. Round scad, fresh frozen galunggong imported, 130 pesos per kilo. Garlic for imported variety, 70 pesos per kilo. For local variety, 120 pesos per kilo. And red onion, fresh, 95 pesos per kilo. We will continue to really enforce the suggested retail price or prices of these basic commodities, being part of this joint effort to really freeze the prices of basic commodities. Thank you.
Ngayon po, ulitin ko lang din ang Luzon Enhanced Community Quarantine Basic Do's and Don'ts, Bulletin Number 1, dated March 18, 2020. Mandatory home quarantine for everyone. Purpose is to contain the spread of the virus, prevent the virus from transferring from one place to another through a mobile, host, or carrier. Do's: everyone must stay at home. Don'ts: no classes at all levels. No reporting for work in government and private sector except for some exemptions. Who may go out of their homes? Do's: only one person per household would be allowed to buy or access basic necessities. Barangay captains to check compliance. Employees of establishments involved in the production, processing, and distribution of basic necessities, food, supermarkets, groceries, convenience stores, wet markets, pharmacies, drugstores, banks or remittance centers, PNP, AFP, and other uniformed personnel, personnel involved in health work, border control, emergency, and other mission-critical services, media with authorization from PCOO. Always bring and present the following at designated checkpoints: identification card, proof of residence, certification of employment, delivery receipt for those transporting goods to and from the quarantine area, and authorizations or certifications, if applicable, issued by authorized government offices. Don'ts: those who are most vulnerable should not go out. Kasama na po dyan ang seniors, 60 years old and above, those with pre-existing medical condition like cardiovascular disease, hypertension, diabetes, COPD, cancer, and others, and pregnant women. Do not ask non-exempted individuals to accompany you to your workplace. Do not loiter. Do not intimidate or resist persons in authority. Always remain calm and respectful. What other establishments are open? Do's: all basic utilities should continue to operate: water, electricity, internet, telecommunications. Other critical services should remain open: garbage collection, funeral and interment services, gasoline stations. Capital markets to open today, March 18. Business process outsourcing, BPO, IT, and export-oriented establishments as long as they are provided temporary housing, shelter by their companies. Don'ts: casinos, gambling places, including POGOs. Hotels shall not accept any new bookings. For mass public transportation, do's: LGUs and employers should provide point-to-point transportation for people authorized to report for work, specifically health workers. Transportation from the airport may be provided by the DOTR or OWA for OFWs. Walking or biking is allowed. Don'ts: all public transportation are not allowed to operate, such as tricycles, pedicabs, taxis, Grab, jeepneys, buses, including MRT, LRT. Flow of goods, movement of cargo via air, land, and sea shall be unhampered. Don'ts. Cargo trucks and vans should not be blocked from entering the ports, expressways, or highways. Employees in the private sector, do's. Employers are encouraged to adopt a work arrangement that will not require physically reporting for work. Employers should extend financial help or assistance to their employees, may grant prorated 13th month pay. DOLE and DSWD will provide social amelioration packages for those affected by the work stoppage. Don'ts. Unless the company is engaged in basic necessities or services, employers should not require their employees to report for work. Employers should not terminate their employees by reason only of not reporting for work because of the COVID-19 situation. Employees in the government sector. Do's. Employees in the executive branch should work from home, except those rendering emergency frontline services. Those authorized to work should maintain only a skeletal force. Don'ts. No travels, no events, no trainings allowed. Travel in and out of the Philippines. Do's. Filipinos abroad can return to the Philippines anytime, including their foreign spouse and children. Other permanent residents of the Philippines may also return. All returning Filipinos and permanent residents from China, Hong Kong, and Macau shall be subjected to 14-day quarantine in a quarantine facility. All other returning Filipinos and permanent residents arriving in Luzon shall comply with mandatory home quarantine. Don'ts. Filipinos who will go out as tourists to any destination shall not be allowed to leave the country. No send-off party will be allowed to accompany departing passengers. Last, OFWs, balikbayans, and foreign nationals will be allowed to leave the Philippines at any time as long as their departure is 24 hours from the time they leave their homes or hotels. The President acknowledges and lauds the efforts of the private sector and private citizens that have all pitched in during these trying times. They have exhibited the kind of bayanihan spirit that will help us confront the challenges we currently face. We appeal to everyone to follow their lead and do their share. In this war against this silent and tenacious enemy, everyone can contribute to the defeat of COVID-19 by staying home, by cooperating with authorities, and assiduously following the advisories issued by government. As the government and its instrumentalities work to contain COVID-19, there may be missteps and misunderstandings, confusion and conjecture, frustration and fear. We appeal for patience and calm as we and the whole world face an unprecedented crisis, one that can be overcome if all of us focus at the singular task at hand, saving each other's lives. Mga kababayan, sana sa susunod na araw, huwag po nating kalimutan, bahay muna, buhay muna. Ating pong tandaan ang mariing paalala ni Pangulong Duterte. Kung magkanya-kanya po tayo, hindi tayo magtatagumpay. Together, we can beat COVID-19. Together, we heal as one. Maraming salamat po.
Okay. Ang unang tanong, mga galing kay Manny Vargas ng DZWB.
Sir, good morning po. Ay, good evening po pala. Sorry. Kay Secretary Dar. Sir, paano po natin, sir, i-reconcile po yung idea po na iba kasi bumibili sa mga talipapa. Mas malapit sa kanila kaysa pumunta sa palengke na malayo para mabawasan yung travel. Pero po yung mga talipapa, kumukuha rin ng mga products nila sa mga palengke. So higher po ang presyo nila. Paano po yung difference po sa SRP? Kasi may mga talipapa po na mas mataas talaga ang presyo compared sa palengke at mas mataas nga po sa SRP.
Yung tanong ay, will there be a big difference or a difference between the price sa talipapa and the
Paano po siya,
public
sir?
market?
Yes, paano po sir magiging treatment dun sa higher price po na lagpas sa SRP sa mga talipapa? Kasi po mas mahal sir sa talipapa kumpara sa mga sa palengke, sir.
Well, the whole desire is we live within the suggested retail price per commodity. At the suggestion would be that yung mga nagtitinda sa talipapa ay kukuha sila sa mga bagsakan areas para mas mura pa yung pagtinda nila doon sa mga talipapa.
So better po na doon sa mga vendor na rin po sa talipapa, sa bagsakan na lang po kumuha.
Opo.
Ay, okay. Sir, paano po yung ano naman, CABSEC, sir? Yung para po doon sa concern ng ilang LGU, na meron po silang pinipermit pa rin ng mga tricycles, pedicab, because yun daw po yung kailangan din ng mga residents nila para po halimbawa pumunta ng ospital for emergency needs.
Sa tricycle, no, let's address that. Concern talaga ang gobyerno dito sa paggamit ng tricycle dahil hindi namin lubos na makita or maintindihan paano mag-social distancing sa tricycle. No? Number 1. Number 2, kung ang concern po kasi ng LGU ay ganyan, maaari naman gumawa ng mga initiatives yung LGU with regard to vehicles na hindi naman kailangan tricycle ang gamitin. So, may means po ang LGU na gumamit ng other means of transportation. Meron po silang mga sarili nilang sasakyan or maaari po silang gumamit ng sasakyan ng iba, makiusap, or other means. No? Kasi kung ano ba ang purpose? Ang purpose ng i-open mo yung tricycle dahil may masakyan yung health worker. Ganun po ba? So kung ganun po yung objective mo, then number 1, may concern tayo sa motorcycle dahil mahirap po ang social distancing sa motorcycle. Ganun din ang problema natin sa tricycle. Mahirap din po ang social distancing sa tricycle. So anong other means of transportation? So ang question is, LGU, meron ka bang ibang other means of transportation? Meron. May jeep ka or may multicab ka or a four-wheel vehicle. Either sa'yo or makihiram ka sa mga constituents mo or something. So yun po. So yung ibang LGUs naman nagko-comply. Ito nga po yung ano natin, di ba? Common ground rules po tayo. Let's all stick to the common ground rules. Yun po yung pakiusap namin. At ito ginagawa natin because it's based on a purpose. Ang purpose po natin, ayaw po namin na ang constituents nyo po ay magkahawaan. Health workers kamo ang tinutulungan natin, okay. Hindi po ba dangerous kung ang health workers po natin ay mahawa po at maging carrier po? At pagdating po sa health institution or health facility, sila po ay carrier. At sila ay nag-aalaga ng mga pasyente. Paano yung mga pasyente? And so on and so forth. So hindi po kami sa gobyerno yung gumagawa ng mga patakaran at mga rules dahil gusto po natin pahirapan ang ating taong bayan. Ginagawa po natin itong lahat para po lahat pantay-pantay at lahat maproteksyonan.
Sir, last question lang po. Dalawang sector po kasi yung nagpapatanong nito. Isa po yung sa mga sa aviation industry workers. Hinaharang daw po sila sa checkpoints there dahil di raw po sila essential personnel. Isang question po yun, paano raw po sila? And the other one, sir, yung naitanong ko rin po yesterday, ito yung mga veterinarians. According to them, yung veterinary hospital po na may mga critical and emergency cases, yung mga vets and volunteers na nag-aasikaso po ng mga victims sa Taal, yung mga katulong daw po ng government na doon para doon sa animal, sa African swine fever, and then yung mga ginagamit din daw po tumutulong in regards doon sa avian flu, bird flu. So paano raw po yung treatment sa kanila kasi hindi sila kasama doon sa mga una na i-consider ng mga medical professionals?
Secretary Mon has...
Okay, so tama-tama yung tanong mo kasi napaka-importante nga sa operasyon ng sa business. At nasabi ho natin na kagabi, ina-emphasize ho muna na may mga well, first, ang ating default talaga dapat nasa bahay tayo, no? Para mabawasan talaga, mapatay na itong COVID, pagkalat ng COVID. Subalit, binabalanse natin dahil kailangan din may kakainin tayo. Okay, so having said that, meron po tayong inalaw na in-exempt, yung mga pinaka-basic, talagang nahihirapan ho kami dito sa pagpapaikli at kailangan kasi may mag-operate pa para sa pagkain tsaka yung basic necessities. As we discuss yung pagkain at basic necessities, involved yan yung manufacturing. Pero yung manufacturing, para makapa-manufacture, kailangan may raw material at inputs. At yung manufacture, yung finished product, i-deploy din. Kailangan mo rin ng logistics, in other words. So, napaka-importante po, kaya dito po sa aming memorandum circular na dinraft para ma-specify yung guidelines following the memorandum issued by the Executive Secretary on Enhanced Community Quarantine of Luzon dated 16 March 2020 and 18 March 2020. Isa po sa nilagay namin na nilinaw natin na mga papayagan ng mga staff or employees would be those working in enterprises and logistics companies allowed to operate shall be permitted to pass through control points. Ito yung checkpoint. So, sinama na ho natin yan. Siyempre, yung magtatrabaho papunta sa cargo planes, sa land, transport, cargo trucks, at saka ganun na rin sa sea, transport and sea cargo. Although, kasabay ho nito sa request namin or sa paglagay natin dito sa Memorandum Circular, kasabay po dito ay yung request natin na sana itong mga kumpanya rin na ito ay kung pwedeng i-house na muna sila, bigyan ng accommodation within or around yung vicinity ng negosyo na yon para talaga wala nang masyadong movement at hindi magkahawahan. Talagang doon lang sila kung talagang gagawin po yung operation na yon. Yun po yung talagang pinaka best arrangement para hindi na ho gumagalaw at hindi bumabiyahe ng malayo, hindi na sumasakay sa public at baka may makatabi pa. So yun ho talaga yung ating best scenario or best model. Subalit, again, just to reiterate na hindi natin maiwasang hindi sila mag-operate. Kailangan silang mag-operate. So yun lang ho nililinaw natin, maiwasan yung paggalaw-galaw, no? Yung pagbiyahe-biyahe. So, yun lang ho. Ano? So, ibig sabihin, i-allow na po sila base ho dito sa Memorandum Circular at para ho payagan sila sa control points sa mga PNP at Army natin.
Can I compliment yung nasabi na ni Secretary Lopez? Kahapon ay ito yung diniscuss namin sa IATF meeting, yung mga pwedeng gumalaw based doon sa exemption na issue na ni Executive Secretary the other day. So kasama na po ang na-approvean na itong memo circular number 7 na in-issue ko nung kahapon din. At in-adapt na ng IATF. At let me read the relevant portion of this memorandum circular. Essential farm personnel that works at the production area bearing proper documentation are also requested to be accorded passage at the quarantine checkpoints, and this include veterinarians, farm hands, and other farm and fisher folks. So we will issue them the necessary ID in due time.
Salamat po.
Thank you.
Thank you, Manny. Ang susunod na tanong mula kay Joseph Morong ng GMA7.
Hi, task force, sir. Okay, sir. Sa kay Secretary Nograles, sir. First question: how widespread do you think is the coronavirus COVID-19 infection in Metro Manila?
Mahirap po sagutin yan, pero may mga models po na dinevelop yung WHO at ito nga po yung naging trigger para sa amin to raise yung alert level tapos to raise the enhanced community quarantine. No? At based dun sa kanilang modeling, kung wala po tayong mga drastic moves, aabot daw po ng 75,000 Filipinos infected. Yun po yung base ng modeling ng WHO, which ayaw naman po natin mangyari. So, mahirap po mag-determine ng anong level natin ngayon. Ang alam po lang natin is 202 po ang infected.
Okay. Sir, how many testing kits do we have right now?
Right now, according to the DOH, we have 1,000 plus, no? Pero meron po tayong mga incoming, may mga, yung details yan, mas alam ng DOH, no? But we have coming testing kits that are being donated, both donated and purchased by DOH. So meron po tayong mga ine-expect. No? So hintayin na lang po natin, wala po akong clearance na magbigay ng mga actual figures ng mga testing kits na including those that were donated to us, no, by other countries. Pero it's a considerable number, but again, I cannot disclose the amount unless I am given clearance by the task force.
Sir, the reason why I ask is how do we intend to use these testing kits? Meaning, are we going to proceed and do an aggressive testing, find out, because we're in quarantine, find out those who may be infected?
Kasi ang alam kasi, parang ang imagination po kasi ng karamihan nating mga kababayan, tingin nila yung testing kits ay parang mobile pregnancy kits, no? Kaya nag-issue na nga ng statement yung DOH, no, that kung ang imagination po natin is parang pregnancy kits ito na you can bring it anywhere, then you test, and then malalaman mo na kung positive or negative ka. Hindi po ganyan yung testing kit. Kailangan po may lab pa, and you need a PCR machine, etc., etc. That's why they've been equipping 5 subnational facilities para ito po ay maging equipped, no, na to test, no, to use the testing kits. Tapos kailangan din po yung RITM to do another test or confirmatory test, no, to those. So there's a whole process to that. And kung ano yung ating kung ano yung kumbaga procedure natin, we will leave it to the DOH kung ano yung pinakamagandang procedure na gagawin with all of those testing kits that we expect to come in the days to come.
Sir, konti na lang may triage yung DOH, no, kung sino yung pwedeng i-test if you're exposed to a person or may travel history ka. But may mga complaints sa social media, no, na parang they want to be tested because they want to make sure, even yung mga health workers natin. Yung ba mga health workers natin, automatically, they are a priority para sa testing if they want to be tested? Ang
alam ko kasi the protocol is ang itetest natin are those persons, yung symptomatic, no? Yung symptomatic, yung persons under monitoring, yung under investigation. So meron ng sistema or protocols, no? Yung DOH. Now, with the arrival of new kits, either purchased or donated, then there is a chance that the IATF may change the protocols or update the protocols, no? Given
to include
ayoko na munang pangunahan ang IATF. Okay. But sabihin natin na these are the protocols because ito yung number of kits, no? Ayoko pangunahan because it's a task force, right? So ayoko pangunahan, pero ito yung protocols now with more kits coming, then perhaps there is a chance that we will be updating the protocols based on the number of kits that
availability.
Yes.
Sir, may mga cases na po tayo na note sa mga provinces. are you looking into establishing mga testing centers at least regionally or maybe province-wide?
Well,
Sa
right
mga
now
probinsya, sir?
kasi sa Visayas, we have the Vicente Soto Memorial Medical Center, di ba? And the SPMC for Mindanao that have already been equipped and trained to do
So, meron.
testing para hindi mo na kailangan ipadala sa RITM. Ganon din yung sa Lung Center, ganon din sa UPNIH. At no, apart from the RITM at San Lazaro din, no. So those are our subnational laboratories and hospitals that can do the testing. So kung may makukuha na ng throat swab and nose swab, doon na ipapadala para mag-testing. So yun yung magiging, kung ano yung protocols and how many kits per region, etc., etc. Again, I'm sorry, it's the DOH who will be the one to elaborate more on those protocols.
Sir, last question na lang. Kasi pwedeng lumabas yung mga OFW, no? Pero walang public transport. So how do you solve that problem?
Kaya nga nakalagay po dito na OWA can assist, no, our OFWs.
Can you use your private vehicle? Halimbawa, ikaw driver lang and then yung aalis?
Meron po tayo sa
Pwede.
list natin na pwede, wala lang send-off party ang iniwasan natin. Pwede pong ihatid basta accompanied by one person only. At hindi yung maramihan or the usual send-offs that we do para sa ating mga OFW. So isa lang, na maghatid at pagkatapos yung hatid sa airport ay uwi na po yung isang naghatid.
Okay.
Alright, sir. Thank you for your time, sir.
Salamat.
Thank you, Joseph Morong of GMA7. Our next question from Eileen Taliping of Abante.
Sir, good evening. Kay Secretary, CABSEC, yung OFW allowed to leave the PH papunta sa other country. Allowed din po ba yung family members nila or dependents and family members to live and travel with them?
Kasi 'di ba pinagbabawal na natin mga turista to leave, no? So yung OFW kasi syempre essential yung travel niya. So let's keep it na gano'n na lang po.
So hindi po sila pwede muna.
Ay kung ano ba ang kumbaga ang visa niya.
J2 ba yun? Yung
Kasi kung hindi naman sila OFW or hindi naman sila magtatrabaho abroad, then hindi po sila pwede.
they're not allowed. So they have to wait
Opo.
after ng ano nilang.
Opo.
Okay. To Secretary Lopez, sir. Doon sa monitoring po nyo ng implementation ng price ceiling, do you have enough manpower to monitor all this? Kasi hindi natin inaalis, marami po mga scrupulous na negosyante na magsasamantala sa sitwasyon.
We have enough manpower at isa pa, nagtulungan kami with the DA, with the DILG, at saka, and the DILG, katulong din dyan yung police, mga kapulisan, at saka NBI para may intel. Kasi wala kaming intel fund or intel work, so we have to partner with these agencies. So with that, we believe that we will be, we can intensify yung effort natin sa pag-monitor, hindi lang yon sa pag-enforce ng mga anti-profiteering, anti-hoarding na objective natin dito. So, tulong-tulong yung iba-iba ang ahensya. It's whole of government approach ngayon.
So hindi na kailangan, sir, na i-report directly sa office niya. Di ba may hotline kayo?
Oh, meron kami 1384. I-report pa rin po nila ng ating mga kababayan para may isang number pagdating sa price issue ay mag-report pa rin po sa 1384. At lahat ng complaint or yung nakita nila ng mga violation, at least may lead na kami at yun po ang pinupuntahan. Kaya marami rin ho kaming nasita because of that.
For example, sir, ako pupunta ako sa palengke, tapos ang taas ng presyo. Can I go directly to the police and report?
Yes, pwede rin. Kasi in-offer din ni Secretary Anyo yan na kung may police dyan, pwede in-enforce ng police yung SRP, yung pag-follow sa SRP compliance.
Pwedeng ma-aresto ka agad or
Hindi, may sistema naman din tayo. Whether DTI yan or DA or
Police.
kapulisan, pwedeng i-report yan at i-issuehan muna ng notice of violation at mag-explain sila within 48 hours. Pagkatapos, tsaka sila bibigyan ng penalty or charge.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Gusto ko rin idagdag, no, na apart from that, meron din po silang local price coordinating council.
Yes.
So sa baba, nandun po ang composition po niyan, that's composed by the provincial governor or the city mayor.
LGU, sir.
Oo. So sa LGU, sa baba, meron din silang ganyan. At based dito po sa sa calamity, because we're under a state of calamity, yung monitoring, prevention, and control of overpricing, profiteering, and hoarding, no, dapat binabantayan ng ating local price coordinating council, which is composed of the LGU.
Pwede kong
Sige.
idagdag yung hotline ng DA para mas mabilis pa ang action. 0951-144-3233. So, ito po ay hotline for all the major concerns including itong price freeze.
Not only agri-products and some fish,
Basically, yes, agri and fishery products.
fisher products, yeah.
Opo.
Ang
So,
isa
lahat-lahat.
namin i-encourage yung paggawa rin ng composite teams at the local level. So, we encourage yung mga governor and mayors. So, aside from the LPCC, mag-form din sila nung tulad ng FINORM sa national, no, ng DTI Rep, DA, DILG, Police, and NBI.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Sa
you.
region to, with the governors and mayors.
Thank you, Ms. Eileen. Our next question, Sir Melo Acuña of Asia Pacific Daily.
Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for the time. For Secretary Nograles, I just have a question for you. It has something to do with possible reprieve for people in the TNVS arrangement because they're worried they have no trips. They may not be able to pay their amortization on time. And for Secretary Ramon Lopez, how much has business lost in terms of in peso and dollar terms since the crisis began? And are there stimulus packages for small, small and medium enterprises to survive? And have you gone over the letter of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and would you endorse the contents of this letter? Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you.
Dun sa TNVS, my apologies, no. Meron tayong blanket prohibition po sa lahat ng mga public transportation. Pero syempre, naiintindihan naman po natin na karamihan po ng mga TNVS drivers po natin ay mayroon pong utang, no, sa bangko. So makikipag-ugnayan po tayo sa BSP, no, para pag-aralan kung paano ba nating pwedeng tulungan yung mga may utang po sa bangko, and hanapan natin ng paraan na maging mas magaan po para sa kanila, lalo-lalo na meron tayong state of calamity ngayon dahil sa COVID-19. So, yung mga ganyan klaseng mga bagay ay yung sitwasyon ng ating mga kababayan ay naintindihan naman po natin, no? Parang kumbaga ang first priority po kasi natin ngayon, nating lahat ngayon is just to survive this, no? And everything else, maaari naman nating hanapan ng solusyon ang lahat ng mga yan. Opo.
Thank you. Salamat po, Secretary.
Yung
For
sa,
Secretary Lopez, please.
excuse me, yun doon naman po sa tinanong ninyo, yes, yung tulong po natin doon sa mga affected na maliliit na negosyo, in-announce po natin kahapon yung 27 billion package na in-announce po ng Economic Cluster headed by Secretary Carlos Dominguez. At sa DTI part po doon, yun po yung meron kaming pondo sa pagbabago at pag-asenso. Ito po yung programa natin nila Pangulong Duterte na nag-ibigay ng microfinancing. So ang gagawin po namin, gagawa kami special loan program para dito nga sa COVID-affected companies, especially the micro and the small. At itong 1 billion, ang budget po namin this year, 1.5 billion. So we will allocate bulk of that, 1 billion, para ho dito sa special loan program sa micro SMEs. Aside from that, in-announce po natin kahapon din, of course with Secretary of Dole, Secretary Bello tungkol dun sa kanilang tupad program kung saan nag-a-assist din to ng mga affected workers at magbibigay sila ng ayuda sa affected workers. Yung iba-ibang ahensya or government banks, DBP Land Bank, especially may mga programa para dito rin sa mga affected ng COVID-19, may mga special loan programs din silang hinanda.
Can I also mention, Melo, do you want to hear from DA?
Yes.
Of course, Secretary.
Okay.
Yes, please.
A good friend. Yeah, DA, as part of the economic package, we have Sure Aid loan package from the Agricultural Credit Policy Council amounting to 2.8 billion. And additionally, and because the rice farmers continue to be affected, so we are lining up a second batch of the rice farmer financial assistance with a budget of 3 billion pesos. This is on top of what is now being given presently with a budget also of 3 billion pesos.
Yung
Okay po. Salamat po,
may
Secretary.
isang tanong pa siya tungkol dito sa PCCI, yung mga
Saka pinsala sa kalakal nitong COVID virus na ito.
Oo, kasi dito sa yung tulad ng sulat ng PCCI, ang isang malaking parte rin doon yung dito sa, of course, sa continuation ng ating trade and industry, in particular yung manufacturing. So siguro I can read also our memorandum circular, parts of it, yung relevant parts of it, para lang ma-reiterate at ito po ipe-present din namin tomorrow sa Interagency Task Force. It is about the unhampered movement of cargo and movement of people, of business establishments. So dito, sinasabi po natin ulit, ni-reiterate natin yung nandun sa Executive Secretary's memo, the movement of all types of cargos within, to, and from the entire Luzon shall be unhampered. If subjected to random inspection, ibig sabihin nun, with cargo or after na-deliver na, yung wala ng cargo, empties after delivery, the movement of cargos shall not be delayed. Upon presentation of the cargo manifest or the delivery receipt indicating yung destination, nature, and quantity of the loaded goods and cargos. Number 2, yung sa movement of people, 4, ito yung mga exempted, no? Production, processing, distribution, and sale of food, medicines, and medical supplies, and other essential products. Ibig sabihin po, ito po yung ina-allow pang mag-operate, and therefore we should allow the movement of people. Let me repeat, earlier I mentioned staff or employees working in enterprises and logistics companies are allowed to operate shall be permitted to pass through control points. Enterprises and establishments shall operate with skeletal workforce, ensure safety protocols and social distancing in their respective workplaces, and establishments are also encouraged to implement alternative work arrangements such as work from home. For the skeletal workforce, also establishments are encouraged to provide shuttle services or temporary accommodation. The skeletal workforce of covered enterprises and establishments shall be allowed to enter and exit quality control points upon presentation of any of the following: valid company identification card, proof of residence para yung mga pauwi na, no? At saka certification of employment. To further facilitate transit of personnel of covered enterprises and establishments, an official IATF ID issued by the DTI shall be presented starting March 22. Kasama po ito dun sa resolution kahapon ng interagency na mag-i-issue na tayo nung parang uniform-looking ID, IATF, pero bawat agency will be issuing this to their respective constituents. And then, pagdating lang po sa export and BPO companies, export and BPO companies shall be allowed to continue operations with a skeletal workforce, subject to strict observance of social distancing measures and provision of appropriate temporary accommodation arrangements or shuttle service within the immediate vicinity of the workplace. And where applicable, a work from home arrangement will also be encouraged. The following shall be allowed. Ito po, dapat ma-allow din po ito sa control point until end of 20 March, unless extended. The transfer of the necessary equipment of BPO and export-oriented establishments to facilitate work-from-home arrangement. For BPOs and export-oriented establishments to make arrangements with hotels for basic lodging. For purposes of the above, personnel of BPOs and export-oriented establishments setting up the foregoing arrangement shall be allowed to travel para ayusin po itong mga arrangements na to. In the meantime, subject to the presentation of proof of employment, address of employer, and residence. So in other words, they will make arrangements for yung temporary accommodation nila para hindi na ho sila again lumalabas-labas at bumabiyahe-biyahe.
Okay.
Very good. Secretary Nograles, baka pwede po pahabol lang. Ano na po yung protocol para sa mga Pilipino na pabalik ng Pilipinas na pauwi, let's say, sa Bicol mula sa Estados Unidos? Sila raw po ba ay required na sumailalim pa sa quarantine? At kung sakali man dumating dito sa NAIA, may masasakyan daw kayang pauwi sa Bicol? Isang tanong po pinarating sa akin ngayon lang. Thank you.
Kung OFW, tutulungan po sila ng OWA na makasakay sila, no? Tapos yung travel restrictions, alam naman po natin yung mga travel restrictions natin. Dun sa binasa ko, all returning Filipinos shall be subject to 14-day quarantine in a quarantine facility kung galing po ng China, Hong Kong, and Macau. All other returning Filipinos arriving in Luzon shall comply with mandatory home quarantine.
Okay. Salamat po. Thank you.
Thank you, Melo. Our next question mula kay Crisaline ng SMNI, then Eileen.
Good evening po to Cabsec Nograles. Affected po ba sa lockdown ng cargos at balikbayan boxes po ng OFWs?
No, cargos shall be unhampered and shipment of cargos unimpeded. Tuloy-tuloy po ang cargos natin.
Dito naman po, can you confirm po na magdo-donate daw ang Chinese government ng test kits, surgical mask at personal protective equipment?
Wala pa akong clearance magbigay ng confirmation or statement tungkol po sa donations from China. Hintayin na lang po natin yung IATF na magbigay ng announcement.
Sir, clarify ko lang din po kung paano po yung guidelines if umabot po sa punto na magkaroon ng rationing of food supplies po sa mga nasa sakop?
Kaya nga po, kung napansin nyo, kagabi, sinabi po namin na isa sa mga hakbang na ginagawa ng IATF, no, is that meron po tayong mga response clusters ng NDRRMC, national, regional, and local levels, at sila po ay magpaplano na for the worst case scenario. Tapos, meron din po tayong rehabilitation and recovery cluster kung saan sila po yung magde-develop ng resiliency and recovery plan. Lahat po yan kasama dun sa National Disaster Risk Reduction planning na ginagawa po natin. So may protocols din po tayo dun at naumpisa na po natin ang protocols down to the local level.
Sir, ano naman po yung assessment ng PALAS sa implementation ng LGUs po sa community quarantine po?
So far, nagpapasalamat kami sa lahat ng mga LGUs, no, na not only na sumusunod sila sa mga guidelines po natin, but gumagawa rin po sila ng kanilang mga initiatives para matulungan ang kanilang mga constituents. Hindi namin magagawa sa national ito kung wala pong tulong ng ating mga LGUs. Kaya paulit-ulit po kaming nagpapasalamat, lalo na si Pangulong Duterte, nagpapasalamat sa ating mga LGUs, no, sa lahat ng mga initiatives at sa cooperation at support na binibigay po nila kay Pangulong Duterte at ang buong national government po.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Crisaline. Eileen?
Can I add something in relation to food supply? The Department of Agriculture, in partnership with a good number of traders, farmers cooperatives and associations from the production areas, from the provinces, mayroon kaming programa ng kadiwa o bagsakan dito sa iba't ibang lugar sa Metro Manila. So the LGUs can get or buy the food supply for their respective constituents. So that's one of the responsibilities that we are trying to do para yung pagpasok talaga unhampered movement of agriculture and fishery commodities, products, must not be really disturbed. They have to reach the destination in public markets, in bagsakan areas para mas may mabili dito po sa Metro Manila.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Ms. Eileen?
Secretary Lopez, pwedeng pa-qualify po, ano daw po ba yung other essential product list?
Ito yung mga the likes of disinfectants, yung mga yung Clorox, sanitizer, alcohol, face mask, no?
Tapos, meron lang pong patanong dito. Ito yung involves sa food production. Since hindi sila makapasok agad yung kanilang mga yung kukunin nilang supplies, pwede po daw silang mag-pick up na lang doon sa lugar. For example, they're from Manila, and then sila lang mag-pick up sa Batangas. Is it possible daw po?
Anong food supply yan? Ibig sabihin, raw material?
Yeah,
O
raw
ano?
material po for food production.
Oo, actually, pwede namang i-deliver nung taga Batangas to. Again, inuulit natin yung unhampered. Nagkaroon lang talaga, admittedly, may mga reports sa atin na minsan hindi pinapadaan sa mga ibang control points. At at iba-iba yung application. May mga, siguro hindi malinaw sa ibang control points. Na talagang nakadepende tayo dun sa police or army na nakabantay dun no, yung tao mismo. So minsan baka ibang nakita nila or interpretation nila, but inuulit po natin ngayon at kagabi kasama natin si General Archie Gamboa na nag-agree naman siya na talagang pagdating sa cargo ay patutuloyin na dapat yan. Wala nang tanong yan except of course babasahin nila kung saan delivery at saka ano yung laman. At kung tapos na yung delivery, wala nang laman, syempre allow silang pabalikin. So malinaw ho yan na dapat unhampered na. Ngayon, kailangan makaskade ho itong mabuti sa lahat ng control points. At yun po, napaka-importanting ma-implement ho yun, yung mga cargo natin. At i-allow po yan.
Let me again add what have been mentioned. Kagabi nga, mayroon decision ng IATF na talagang unhampered po yung movement of cargos, and we say agri-products, fishery products, inputs na kailangan sa pagsasaka, lahat po yun, yung mga tao na involved ay kasama na rin na movement, but always be guided by the skeletal force para we are preventing talaga yung masyadong marami, but at the same time observing social distancing measures as well. Now, let me mention na mayroon pa rin kami ginagawa na food pass plan na ibibigay dito sa mga trackers ng mga production ng mga goods coming from the provinces. At I understand mayroon ng 2 lanes na ginagamit na sa mga checkpoints na commuter lane, at the same time the other lane is cargo lane. So this is a good improvement since yesterday, and we really commend our partners, the DILG and the PNP, for implementing what have been approved last night.
At also, I may add also regarding the cargo, napag-agreehan din namin kahapon na dahil nga if we believe na unhampered, so kailangan mabilis yan. So nag-agree din na pwedeng random checking. Ibig sabihin hindi na lahat ng cargo che-checken. Kaya papasalamat kami sa DILG tsaka PNP and the Army, AFP, dahil kanina may mga balita rin naman. We are getting feedback na may mga mabilis na yung galaw kesa sa kahapon. Mas mayroong mga mabibilis na galaw pagdaan ng mga cargo in the control points kasi nagra-random checking na. At pero meron pa rin tayong mga report na may mga problema. Pero siguro today, mga 3-4 yung na-receive namin may problema. Which I assume, generally speaking, medyo mas mabilis na ngayon.
So based doon sa recommendation niya na pwedeng yung mga workers pwedeng ilagay na lang sa isang area or merong shuttle. Which is better?
Anong shuttle? Ano, sorry?
Shuttle service para doon sa mga employees, sir.
Oo, pwede rin po. Ang first default, lalo na dito sa mga manufacturing, sana ma-house na nila para wala nang bumabiyahe.
So mas maganda na lang
Mas
yun,
maganda
sir.
yun.
Yes, sir.
Kung
Kasi ang
kayang-
isang problem nila is saan sila makikipag-coordinate doon sa shuttle. Kasi dadaan din lahat yun sa
Okay,
sa
so ganito,
checkpoints.
no? So, yung meron muna silang housing arrangement nearby or inside the company premises, or maka-arrange ng shuttle yung kumpanya nila. Maaring may shuttle, may pick-up points sa mga critical areas at doon na lang sila masusunduin, no? So in-encourage natin yung mga companies yan. Plus also we encourage also yung mga relevant mga LGUs nila.
Yes, sir. Yung
na
coordination
tutulungan
nga daw po, sir. Kasi kapag pupunta sila sa isang area, siyempre may madadaanan silang checkpoints. So, kanino sila makikipag-coordinate?
Dun sa checkpoints, again, ang requirement nila yung ID. So walang issue dun sa checkpoints kasi yung bawat tao, hahanapan ng proof of employment, ID or certificate of employment. So kahit nandun siya sa shuttle bus or nasa sasakyan siya na pinrovide ng LGU, ganun pa rin, hahanapan, tatanungin siya. Kaya ho, importante, yung sa LGU, yung resident na ang makikipag-arrange doon.
No, sir. Yung company mismo magbibigay ng shuttle para sunduin yung mga tao nila.
Correct. Yung company can also do that. Yung
Yes.
sinabi ko kanina. And also, the person involved can also coordinate with their barangay official, baka may barangay na sasakyan, or the mayor. Ayun, merong mga gano'n. Baka merong point-to-point na mga paghatid. So, yung mga matutulong from the LGU. Yung kumpanya rin can also provide for shuttle vehicles.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Eileen. Next question, Wang Jingjing of CCTV.
Hello, secretaries. Thank you for taking my question. First question I would like to address to Secretary Negraris, because you just mentioned that WHO said that we may have a worse scenario. So if we under this situation, right now we have the enhanced community quarantine. These policies will be upgraded, or we will have just extend one. Maybe this will be end on April, so maybe it will be extend to 1 more month, something like that.
No, the modeling done by the WHO was before the enhanced community quarantine and before we declared the sub-level 2, red alert sub-level 2. So because of the modeling and the data that was shown to us by the WHO, that was what prompted us to up our alert level to sub-level 2, and eventually the state of calamity and everything that ensued after that. So since then, we haven't gotten a new modeling from the WHO based on our new quarantine procedures or the enhanced community quarantine that we are implementing now.
So this enhanced community quarantine is the highest level we have?
Is it the highest? Technically, no, because even in the barangays, they could we could have enhanced community quarantine per barangay. Right now, it's an enhanced community quarantine for the entire Luzon. But based on some reports that I heard, so there are some barangays that already declared an enhanced community quarantine in their barangay. So that would limit or target the enhanced community quarantine on a per barangay or per barangay, per town basis.
Okay.
Yeah. And another one, I would like to also know about the hospitals, because I heard some news that we will have the Philippine Lung Center as a diagnosed hospital, especially for the COVID-19 cases. So this hospital, how many beds it can provide? Is it enough? If not enough, do we have any plan B?
I don't know what the DOH is planning to do with the lung center. I've not heard anything from the DOH, the Department of Health, with regard to exclusively using the lung center for this. Is that the question? You heard news that they will exclusively use the lung center?
Yeah, I heard that before, if I'm not wrong.
Let me verify that. Well, we have an interagency task force meeting tomorrow, so let me verify that report, if ever that's true. I personally did not hear.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And may I have one more question about the supplement for the face mask? Because during these days, when I do interview on the street, I saw most of the people, even if they wear a face mask, but it's not the proper one, they wear the cotton one. The cotton one is not the proper face mask. We need to wear the surgery face mask called N95 face mask. So I would like to know, how's the storage of the face mask right now in the Philippines? How many we lack of the supplement?
The details for that, the DOH would know more. But as I know it, there have been donations of face masks that are coming in. Again, I'm not at liberty to divulge that. Maybe after the IATF meeting tomorrow, we'll have more details with regard to that, and we could probably share more of those details tomorrow.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Secretary Mon Lopez would like to say something.
I can give you an update because we are at least aside from what DOH is getting from various sources, we are also supplying DOH and the public by talking to the supplier based here in Bataan, and that we have made arrangement that they will supply Philippines 2 million for the rest, 2 million face masks for the rest of March, and another 3 million for April. We will have another request to increase the preposition and the allotment for Philippines, since we recognize that even these numbers are not enough to provide for all the Filipinos.
Okay. Thank you, Yellow. From Philippine Star, Ace Romero to Secretary Dar, is there a chance na ma-expand pa yung list of agricultural goods na may SRP? If yes, ano po pwedeng isama sa mga existing na? What would prod the DA to expand the list of products with SRP?
Well, the very rationale for expanding, if at all, would be the actual situation in the market. But at the same time, we are already starting to review what we have, for the last 3 months, so that in due time we will discuss this with the National Council. Yeah. So we are ready, but we are still firming up our recommendations.
Yusek, about the mask. I just got an update about the mask. Out of the 2 million, last week, 300,000 was delivered already to DOH and 100,000 tomorrow for DOH.
Thank you. Sir, from Joyce Balancio of DZMM, suggestion from a concerned citizen, baka po pwedeng isubsidize na lang ng government ang PUJs para sila na lang ang magatid sa health workers. 2 birds in 1 stone. Nakatulong kay manong driver, makakahatid pa raw po ng health workers.
Actually, parang yun yung implied suggestion ko dun sa question dun sa tricycle, di ba? Implied suggestion for LGUs.
In the spokes na rin, in the IATF yesterday, I remember the AFP, the Philippine Army, will be providing also vehicles
Yes.
para tulungan yung mga stranded na health workers. Kaya ngayon, I think wala na tayong nakitang mga stranded ngayong araw na to. Natulungan na sila ng mga buses ng Navy, Army, Air Force, no, na para dito sa mga priority nga na health workers.
Yes, and I would also like to add, even the Department of Transportation po
Yeah,
at
DOTR.
ang MMDA din po ay gumagawa na rin ng mga initiatives. No, so as far as national government is concerned, meron naman po mga initiatives ang national government. So sa LGUs, ganoon din, yung soft ano rin po, suggestion, no, as opposed to a tricycle. Opo.
Okay. Sir, from Joyce Balancio pa rin po. Sa bank po na may pasok, hindi po ba pwedeng gawing exempted sa papasukin ang mga may special condition gaya ng kapag buntis?
Papapasukin.
Kasi meron daw pong isang bangko sa Cavite na pinapapasok daw ng employer nila dahil hindi naman sila exempted pero ayaw sana ng employee dahil buntis daw siya.
Siguro kailangang makausap ng DOLE yung employer dahil if I remember, diniscuss din ito na may priority na ibibigay doon sa mga may buntis at may kondisyon na wag silang i-require magtrabaho sa panahon na ito. So, i-clarify lang natin with DOLE yan.
From Maricel Halili and Joseph Morong of GMA7, comment daw po on why certain personalities and politicians who are asymptomatic get tested anyway. Dung sa COVID daw po.
So, anong tanong? Dahil personality sila?
Yes, sir. Bakit daw pong may mga senador, may mga personalities na kahit asymptomatic daw po ay pinayagan na mag-test kung limited talaga yung test kit natin?
Baka na-expose sila.
Yeah, hindi natin alam mga circumstances kasi ang hirap
Baka
sagutin.
na-expose, so nagduda, baka nagpa-check.
Okay, sir. From Raquel Bayan ng Radyo Pilipinas for Secretary Lopez, DTI has been saying na enough ang alcohol supply natin. But until now, maraming groceries and supermarkets ang walang alcohol. Even face mask. Last month, Palace assured na mayroong mga local manufacturers na nag-pledge to double their production but until now po, may mga pharmacies pa rin and drugstores na wala pa rin daw pong supply.
Oo, admittedly, pagdating sa face mask, kahit actually yung dating commitment ng local supplier ay 1.6 million, naalala ko yon, ngayon ginawang 5 million. Kaya ngayon pa lang natin makikita itong parating na bigger quantity. But even looking at this quantity, naka-prioritize din po ito sa DOH at saka sa Red Cross for the health workers. Kaya ho yung na-allocate sa mga drugstores, medyo kaunti na lang po. So we really need more sources. At ang ating PITC, naghahanap pa ng yung Philippine International Trading Corporation, may mga pending requests from India. So yun po ang iniintay natin ngayon para malamihan na yung orders. From what I heard, so sa India, over 2.5 million masks. Wala pa nga lang dito, pero tinatrabaho po natin. At ito po, hindi government ang bumibili. We're buying this in behalf lang of the Mercury and the South Star and TGP.
Meron po tayong isa pang tanong mula sa China Radio International, Ernest Wang. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. And good evening, secretaries. As we know, during the enhanced community quarantines, I'm afraid that a lot of companies close and maybe the temporary workers will lose their jobs. But during this period, they still need money to pay for the electronics, to pay to buy some medicals and some food. So my question is, during this period, does government has any plan to help them, not only in the food supply but for other areas? And if the quarantine period extend, do you have the plan B to help those low-income families or jobless families? Thank you.
Yes. Well, first of all, we've already made the pronouncement that employees should not be fired or terminated just because of absence due to COVID-19. That being said, as we announced yesterday, a technical working group composed of involved departments has already been formed to create social amelioration packages. So this is composed of the different departments who will now discuss the best means to provide for those who are unable to work and have no means of support. In the meantime, because we are under a state of calamity, the local government units can already tap into their quick response fund. And it is up to the local government units to determine the process and way of providing relief and food assistance to their constituents who were affected. So the system of providing and distributing the assistance to their respective constituents will be done first by the local government units, and this will be augmented by our national government through the DSWD. So those are the three ways wherein we provide for those our kababayans who need help the most.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ernest. Phone-in question from Ms. Tina Mendez of Philippine Star. For Sec Lopez, can cargo trucks other than those carrying food, medicines, and basic necessities destined for grocery stores allowed on the road? For example, cargo of construction materials.
As of now, yes. In terms of when we say cargoes, all cargoes should be unhampered. No? So they're allowed. But kanina lang, meron ding nagtanong sa akin, trying to deliver cement, nagpaalam din sila. So sabi ko, as much as possible, kung cement yan, wag na, para hindi na makadagdag sa mga check-upin ng kapulisan. So ideally, those not connected with food, like they're not raw material or inputs to food production or medicine, medical product production, to help the country and not and avoid the possible spread and transmission of the disease. Ito po, this is really a difficult problem we're facing. Kaya po, we're very, very careful while we want to stay afloat pagdating sa mga manufacturing ng basic essentials. Beyond that, dapat talaga stay at home tayo para talagang mabawasan itong problema na to.
Sir, another phone-in question. Can we include in guidelines not to allow seniors and children in supermarkets?
Nasa do's and don'ts nakalagay po doon na no senior citizens should leave their homes for their protection. So senior citizens 60 years old and above. Number one. Number two, siguro pasok na rin siguro sa guidelines yung isa lang po ang pwedeng lumabas ng bahay para sa mga pagbili ng mga basic necessities. At syempre hindi naman pwede yung bata na mag-isa ang utusan mo para bumili ng basic necessities.
Sir, from Jonah Gyolagon of Asahi Shimbun, are there restrictions for the entry of non-Filipino citizens, say Japanese nationals, into the other parts of the Philippines? Are there any special requirements for inbound international travelers in the Visayas or Mindanao?
Inbound
International, foreign.
Foreigners,
So
sir.
subject to quarantine or bawal.
kung ano lang yung kung ano naman yung nararapat based on the guidelines, we just follow that.
Okay, sir. May isang tanong pa tayo from Guangming Daily China. Mr. Li Puang, good evening.
Good evening. From Chinese newspaper, Guangming Daily. For Secretary Lopez, what do you think of the Chinese market during and after the epidemic, and how do you think it will affect the Philippine economy? Thank you.
Can you repeat the last part, how it will affect?
The Philippine economy.
Oh, well,
Philippine economy.
okay, thank you. At first, prior to all this move to put the country in community quarantine from general to enhanced, we were all happy to be hearing that some parts of China were recovering. They were going back to normalcy outside Wuhan and Hubei. There are so many provinces already opening up, and we heard that they're back to about 80%, 90% capacity. And we were happy that we were hopefully solving already some supply chain constraints. Unfortunately, we have a different situation in the country, and we're trying to avoid the worsening of this COVID-19. We don't want to reach the worst situation and trying to nip it at the bud. I mean, solving it as early as possible. As the President said, time is of the essence. We have to do it now before it gets to be at the 1,000 level or uncontrollable number. And so, frankly, we cannot benefit from any recovery that China is experiencing because the country is, as mentioned, as you would know, is on enhanced community quarantine. I guess except those related to the food business, which, again, is still open for business.
And do you have confidence? And do you have confidence on the Philippine economy in the future?
Oh yes, definitely. But it's really important that we solve the issue now on COVID-19 and at least flatten the curve in terms of the number of cases and hopefully eliminate the COVID-19. Only then can we really work on the rehabilitation, the bouncing back, so to speak, and implement all these programs. We have a very solid economic fundamentals before this happens. No? Before this happened, and as you know, we were growing over 6% already. And initially, we were computing that, NEDA has the computation that the impact would be about 1 percentage point, but now things are different. We will have to make another computation because of the enhanced community quarantine. So it's a different situation now. Now health is of greater concern now.
Thank you, Lip.
Thank you. Thank you.
Phone-in question from DZXLRMN, Angel Ronquillo. Paano ra po ba kung mapapasok na o mag-expire na ng rehistro ng sasakyan, di po ba yun huhulihin o wala po bang penalty? Kasi may ilang exempted po sa ECQ ang gumagamit ng sari-sarili nilang sasakyan.
Siguro, I think that's the least of our concerns now. I think right now, yeah.
Later.
Ano naman yan eh. We'll make the adjustments. Those are things na right now pwede naman natin. Yung buhay muna. Ito muna. Yung buhay muna ng bawat Pilipino. Yun muna yung focus natin.
Questions are from CNN Philippines. What measures are in place para hindi tayo malusutan ng contrabands like drugs, considering na random checking na lang ang gagawin? Is there a...
Nakita niyo naman sa kalsada natin, no? Even if it's random checking, makita mo yung presence ng police. Very effective, no? Pati kami, no? We go through those. Kahit sabihin mo random checking, I think it's more effective pa nga eh.
Noon walang ni random checking, di ba? Sa land. At merong mga specific inspection ng mga PNP, PIDEA sa iba-ibang lugar. So I'm sure yun ay tuloy-tuloy pa rin at lalo na sa customs and other agencies.
Alam nyo, pag panahon ng election, nagkakaroon din ng random checkpoints at marami ring nahuhuling nagva-violate ng gun ban pag election. Diba? So I think it's the same setup right now, no? Yung kung ano yung practice nila pag nag-random check-up during election period, I think that's also what they're doing now. And well, wag silang magkamali. Papasok kayo ng kontrabando, mahuhuli ka talaga.
Follow-up question, sir. Is there a system like setting up lanes exclusive for cargoes?
Nasagot na ni
I
Sec
think-
Dar, but bago gusto niya ulitin.
Yeah, I think I got reports from the field na dalawa na yung linya, isang linya para sa commuters, isang linya for cargos.
Okay. Sir, may follow-up question lang si Joseph Morong of GMA7. Is the IATF looking at aggressive testing of COVID cases, meaning bahay-bahay lalo na sa mga may cases na? And do we have the means to do so? And how do you intend to impose social distancing measures in poor communities?
Gaya ng sinagot ko kanina, no, ayokong pangunahan na maging desisyon ng IATF pagdating sa protocols. In fact, even with the IATF, I think DOH themselves can already update their own protocols depending on the need, depending on the urgency, and depending also dun sa supply nila. No? So, hindi na siguro kailangan duman ng IATF. It's the DOH, sila po yung may expertise dito. Kami, walang doktor po sa aming tatlo. Pasensya po. So, hindi po namin masasagot yung the best way to do it. No? I think that expertise belongs to the DOH.
For Secretary Lopez, from Joseph, statement on the BPO. Pwede ba silang palusutin sa checkpoints, right? Or the workers?
Yes, binasa ho natin kanina yung sa memorandum circular, pati doon sa IATF resolution na inaalaw po yung BPO, lalo na itong until March 20 na makapag-move in, move out sila because we have asked BPO companies to make arrangement para sa kanilang either work from home or special accommodation within the area of the BPOs para hindi na bumabiyahe ang mga BPO personnel.
Sir, how do you intend to impose social distancing measures in poor communities daw po?
Yung LGUs po, ang aasahan po natin dyan kung ano yung pinakamainam at maiging paraan. Kasi iba't ibang LGU, iba't ibang situation and circumstance, no?
Okay, sir. Last Skype caller from Paris, France, Dick Villanueva of PTV Europe. Hi, Sir
Kumusta na
Dick.
po kayo dyan sa Paris?
Yes, hello. Good evening po. May pinapatanong ang mga kababayan natin dito. Kasi po yung nangyayaring enhanced community quarantine sa Pilipinas, which I believe hanggang April 14. Nagtatanong po ang mga kababayan natin dito sa France kung pwede na silang bumiyahe sa Pilipinas after the date date. At kung sakaling pwede na po, mandatory pa rin po ba sila na sumailalim sa 14 days quarantine?
Opo. Unang-una, sabi ni Pangulo, lahat ng mga kababayan po natin open po sa inyong umuwi, no, dito sa Pilipinas. Pero kailangan po natin pagbalik po niyo dito, home quarantine po. And we'll strictly enforce yung home quarantine.
Okay po. Yung mga pauwi sa Pilipinas after 14th of April, pwede na po ba silang salubungin ng buong pamilya nila sa airport? Lalo na po yung mga nanggaling sa malalayong probinsya.
Sorry, hindi ko nakuha yung tanong. So it's after the community quarantine ang tanong.
Iyon po.
Sorry.
Yung kung pwede na po silang salubungin ng pamilya nila sa airport.
Sorry. I will answer yung first question muna, no? Yung regarding sa ang pag-uwi po ninyo during the quarantine period, okay, syempre. Kung after the quarantine period, lalong okay po, no? But kung yung after the quarantine period po, hopefully pag tapos na ito at wala nang problema, syempre mag-change po yung rules, no? Kung okay na, no? So siguro ang sagot ko diyan pag nandun na tayo sa point na malapit na pong matapos yung quarantine period natin, na sabihin natin ng April 14, April 13, Siyempre, magmi-meet po yung IATF. No? Everyday naman kami nagmi-meeting. Mag-assess naman po tayo. No? And during that assessment, sasabihin po namin, ibabalitan na lang po siguro namin sa lahat no? Kung ano yung mga nagbago na mga protocols po natin. So, hindi ko po talagang masasagot yung katanungan kasi wala pa po tayo dun sa point na yun. Kasi day-to-day po yung assessment na ginagawa po natin. Kaya abangan na lang po natin ang day-to-day assessment po na ginagawa ng IATF at kaya nga kahit na medyo midnight na po ngayon ay nagbibigay po kami ng mga updates sa ating mga kababayan kahit late na po. At alam kong puyat kayo. Pero ginagawa po namin ito para malaman po ng ating mga kababayan kung ano yung pinaka-latest na mga hakbang or mga guidelines or mga alituntunin or mga iba pang mga rules na gusto po nating iparating sa ating mga kababayan, no?
Thank you.
Okay. Mayroon pong isa pang tanong kasi mayroon ditong associations, mga organization na sila po yung mga tumutulong sa mga pamilya ng mga mga nasawi rito, yung mga natural death na ibinabalik sa Pilipinas. Yung daw pong sabi nila nasawi sa COVID-19 or natural death na OFW. Tapos ongoing pa yung enhanced community quarantine sa Pilipinas. Papayagan ba na maiuwi sa bansa natin yung mga labi?
Wala naman pong bawal po. Hindi naman wala po naman kaming sinasabing bawal. In fact, sabi nga
Okay, go. Papa.
Wala po naman sa aming pinagbabawal yung mga 'yon.
Okay. Halimbawa, yun yung pamilya na magdadala ng body, ano po ba siya required na sasailalim din po ba sila sa 14 days quarantine? Pag during the the enhanced community
Opo, kailangan po sumunod sa mga quarantine protocols po natin, home quarantine po. Yung home quarantine na inuutos. Yung sinasabi yung mga labi kasi nakalagay nga po sa dues po natin yung maaring gawin, yung funeral po at interment services ay patuloy pa rin naman po.
Okay. Maraming po salamat.
Thank you, Dick.
Ingat po kayo dyan sa Paris, lalo na.
Okay.
Thank you, Dick Villanueva. Sir, may patanong po. May nagpapatanong lang sana regarding the IDs, given its impending effectivity. Are ban-exempted private entities included in that their employees should also apply with PCOO? If so, are there guidelines already?
Alin?
IDs po.
Okay. Yung kanina, at least sa bawat agency, yung constituents po namin, we will be issuing IDs, I think in 3 days or 4 days. So we're getting right now yung list ng skeletal force ng bawat companies that are allowed to continue. Yung mga food, yung binanggit nating very essential, the basic food, medical products. So kukunin po yung listahan na to at saka of course the list of the companies pati yung mga pangalan ng mga employees na papapasukin nila and bibigyan po natin ng ID. In the meantime, dadalhin nila yung kanilang mga corporate ID.
Okay. Sir, last question na. How is Secretary Duque? Is DOH operations affected nung report na may DOH senior official affected daw po ng COVID?
Siyempre, tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang trabaho ng Department of Health, no? Hindi lang Department of Health, kundi lahat po ng mga ahensya at departamento, ang mga kagawaran po ng gobyerno ay patuloy pa rin naman pong nagfa-function at nagtatrabaho. Ang nangyari lang naman sa executive branch is work from home. Pero we made sure na yung mga essential and yung frontline services po natin ay patuloy pa rin po. But yung in-ensure din po natin na kahit frontline po yan, skeletal workforce para ma-practice pa rin yung social distancing. So government is still effective, government is still functioning, your government is still working. No? Kaya nandito po kaming lahat to show to the public that we're doing our jobs po to the best that we can.
Sir, last question na po.
Patanong lang po, last question. How true daw po na nag-self-quarantine si Secretary Duque?
Siguro kung may mga announcements po na ganyan, hintayin na lang po natin yung announcement.
May we get the policy statement, lalo na taga-DOH na yung nag-positive sa COVID positive, yung isang director nila?
Hindi ko kasi alam. Usually, kasi meron tayong privacy of patients, no? So, I
Ba't
think...
parang naglabas ng statement ng DOH eh?
Well, if naglabas po ng statement, naglabas po ng statement. So, hintayin na lang po natin. I cannot speak on behalf of DOH kasi. So, pasensya na po.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Yan na po yung huling katanungan. Sir, may closing statement po ba kayo?
Gaya ng sabi ko, patuloy pa naman po tayo, no, sa ating trabaho. Nagpapasalamat kami sa ating mga nasa private sector. Nagpapasalamat po tayo sa ating mga kaibigan sa media, no, na nagpupuyat ngayon at talagang todo ang trabaho para maibalita sa ating mga kababayan ang totoong balita, no, at no to fake news. Again and again, paulit-ulit po nating sasabihin, no, ang mensahe ni Pangulo, kung magkanya-kanya po tayo, di tayo magtatagumpay. Ang sabi ni Pangulong Duterte, together we can beat COVID-19, together we heal as one. Maraming salamat po.
Yeah, assuring again our constituents in the agriculture sector that movement of agri-fisheries inputs, commodities, and products are unhampered. We would like you to report if there are still problems in terms of getting in to Metropolis 09511-443233. Let me also mention that to really continue to stabilize prices in relation to this price freeze, we need to ensure the pre-movement of these commodities so that there will be enough supply of food and other products in the Metro Manila. And again, nandyan po tayo. Ang kagawaran ng pagsasaka ay tumutulong para sa ganun. During this crisis in regard to COVID, we will continue to work with the farmers cooperatives and associations para continuous po yung production and to have enough food supply today and in the future.
Secretary Lopez?
Sige. One last appeal na pakiusap natin talaga sa lahat ng ating kababayan, pati dito sa mga sa mga na-exempt din na mga economic activities na nilimitahan sa food, sa medicines, medical supplies. While kayo po ay inaalaw mag-operate, pakiusap po namin dun sa mga may malalaking inventaryo, if you don't have to manufacture at mabawasan muna yung bumabiyahe sa kalye at yung pagpasok ng mga employee, actually we will encourage you to even stop operation at let yung inventory ninyo, yun muna ang mag-supply sa requirements ng mga supermarket. Malaking matutulong nyo sa pagbawas ng population na lumalabas pa kasi ideally stay at home. So yung may mga 1 month, 2 month inventory ng finished goods, I suggest mag-holiday muna ang kumpanya at hayaang yung inventaryo ang lumabas para makabawas na tayo sa operation sa labas. At syempre, ganun din dun sa mga raw material inputs ng mga nagsusupply dito sa mga food manufacturing. At dun naman sa walang connection at all in these basic products, food, medicine, again, medical products, yung appeal natin ay talagang wag na kayo munang mag-operate. Hintayin na natin, no urgency, hintayin nyo po yung 1 month para talagang wala nang lumalabas na kababayan natin. Again, para talagang mahinto na itong, it's not the normal. Kailangan ho talaga makiisa tayo kung gusto nating masugpo ito because we don't want to see na after 30 days ay magkakaroon pa at meron pa tayong COVID dito sa ating bayan. So kailangan ho talaga maghinto na tayo sa yung mga hindi importanteng gawain, wag na nating ipilit sa lumabas. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Lopez, Secretary Nograles, and Secretary Dar. Thank you, MPC, at sa lahat po na mga kapatid natin sa media. Thank you. That concludes our press briefing.
Paglilinaw sa mga